Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today we are back for another exhibition match against my good friend, the one and only Wolfie Glick. This is actually pretty exciting because obviously Series 7 rules rolled around. We're doing this for the Panda Global YouTube channel, but this might end up going on my channel as well. And with Series 7, there's a lot of cool stuff happening here. Wolfie actually advanced to the second round of the Players Cup 2, which is an online tournament, and he's actually going up against a Regigigas team for the first matchup this weekend. So I actually used Regigigas in that tournament. Unfortunately, I was eliminated a little bit earlier on, so wish I could be joining him in the final 16, but I think this would be good practice for Wolfie. He wanted to play against Regigigas, and Regigigas kind of was a meme earlier on in Series 7, but I always believed in the potential of it. And basically what you do with Regigigas, if you don't know, is you use Weezing's neutralizing gas to cancel out abilities. That gets rid of Regigigas' slow start and then turns it into an absolute monster. So if you have watched my channel already, you've seen an edited version of this team. I used Blacephalon and Colossal initially, but now I have Raichu and Celesteela. That was what I brought to the Players Cup. So Wolfie is using his Players Cup 2 team as well. So, you know, I hope this will be good practice for him. I hope he advances on and wins the entire thing. And we're here for another fun exhibition match. But I got to get some wins on the board. We've taken, out of, like, what, the 5 challenges we've done, I'm, like, 1-4 so far. So I got to get some dubs on the board. So I think Regigigas is probably the main problem for me here, because Weezing Regigigas is very good, but I think Regigigas will be able to just set up screens against me, and I'm not particularly fond of that. So if I want to combat screens, I can lead something like Urshifu Raichu, and just double up onto that turn 1. See, the thing is, like, Weezing Regigigas, I think, is very predictable of a lead, and if I'm Wolfie, I'm probably leading not the Glastrier, just lead the Regigigas plus the Moltres. So I could go Regigigas Weezing. I mean, I could just Max Strike Sludge Bomb turn 1 into a Hailstorm turn 2. Or can Max Quake with Regi, actually. You know what? It is our first game. Let's just go with Weezing Regigigas. And in the back, Feeny and Urshifu are normally my go-to. And I think I feel okay. Oh, actually, no, I want Celesteela here, I think. And Urshifu. The reason why I want Celesteela is because I've got Flamethrower, so I can actually completely wall the Kartana if that comes out from his end. If I'm Wolfie, I think Regigigas plus Moltres with Dusclops plus one of his fourth is a good, combination of 4 Pokemon to go with. But let's see. Regigigas is really fun, though, one way or another. Okay, it's actually Regigigas and Kartana. Interesting. Wow, one that I was thinking about was Raichu Celesteela, which would have been pretty darn good here. I mean, I think this is probably just a Reflect turn 1 and a Max Steel Spike. I have Will-O-Wisp, so that could be very good against Weezing here. It's actually very good. I could also Dynamax Celesteela. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I think the play I'm leaning towards most here, turn 1, though, is just Dynamax, go for a Max Strike onto the Regigigas. I could Protect here. My only fear is if he doubles up onto Weezing. I don't even know if that KOs, to be honest, and if I burn Kartana, that'd be very good. The other consideration here is to just not Dynamax Regi turn 1. But I'm down to just Max Strike Will-O-Wisp turn 1. Normally with Weezing, like, players will predict the Protect on turn 1. Okay, so he's going to Dynamax Kartana, which I actually don't mind, especially because we've got that Celesteela in the back. And this is offensive Celesteela with Flamethrower and Weakness Policy. So, those are all good things for us. I was honestly expecting a more Moltres-oriented lead. Yeah, Assault Vest would make the most sense here on Kartana. So the question here is, what does Regigigas go for? Does it go for screens? I'm going for Max Strike because if I Max Strike on a turn like he doesn't Max Airstream, that means that my Regigigas outspeeds the Kartana in the subsequent turns. Maybe he just respects the potential Fire type attack from the Weezing here, though. Like, because, Weezing does get access to Flamethrower, so maybe it is just double up onto my Weezing. That'd be kind of bad. So maybe I should have protected turn 1 to play it safe. But it's going to be Volt Switch into Regi. Oh, it's probably going to be Dusclops coming in, right? That would be a really good switch in. Yeah. Oh, I walked right into that one. And it's going to be Steel Spike. Okay. Onto Weezing, but we survive. Okay, I mean, things could be worse here, honestly. Like, I should get the burn off here. That was a really good turn 1, though. Max Darkness would have been a super, super sick play. So I wasted a turn with Reggie here, which is why part of me didn't want to Dynamax there initially as well. But we get the Will-O-Wisp off, which is very important here. So, I mean, what do I want to do here? The Protect on Weezing is super duper obvious. That first Steel Spike did 111, so we should survive another one. So like, I'm leaning towards Max Darkness on a Dusclops. That was a really good switch in, and I think I should have just gone for the Darkness. Because I think conserving Regieleki is really important in dealing with Celesteela. So that's one way you can get around Regigigas, right? Pull off switches like that, so well done. I mean, Dusclops is going to be able to Pain Split damage off anyway, but with Flamethrower, Celesteela, and Urshifu in the back. We could Max Strike into Kartana. Okay, let's actually Max Strike Kartana and Protect here. The reason being is because Dusclops is not really an offensive threat to me. If he doesn't max Airstream, then I'll outspeed with Regigigas the next turn. And I'm not going to do much damage with these defense boosts going up anyway. Okay, so he goes for a Max Knuckle. That's fine. Yeah, like, Regigigas takes no damage. I just really regret not going for Max Darkness or Max Quake turn 1 onto the Dusclops switch in, but I suppose it really doesn't make that much of a difference, actually. Good read onto the Protect this turn. Oh my goodness! Wait. Okay, I was gonna say, you're not supposed to do that much. I mean, that's like the normal damage output without the crit. Or I mean, it does slightly more, right? But, yeah. Okay, Nightshade into Weezing. So this is interesting now, because I am faster with Weezing the subsequent turn, which means I can Taunt into the Dusclops, which actually completely shuts it down. I'm kind of down for that. I've got Urshifu and Celesteela in the back. Celesteela's obviously got to worry about the electric type attacks. If I conserve Weezing, though, I can shut down the Transistor, which is very good. Another Max... I mean, they might go Trick Room now. I think I'm taunting onto the Dusclops for sure. It's just what to do here with the Regigigas. Honestly, another Max Strike doesn't seem too bad. But Max Darkness here into Dusclops puts it in... No, I'm gonna Max Strike and Taunt. Because I think the Dusclops is going to end up switching out this after the Taunt here anyway. Okay, so we get the Max Strike off. A little bit more chip damage. It's very good damage, actually. Maybe I should be Max Striking Kartana right from the start. Obviously, we got a little fortunate with that crit, though, ignoring that defense boost. Okay, so now Weezing should outspeed both of these. Yep. One thing that I will note is I switched from Galarian Weezing to regular Weezing, specifically for the Steel typing. Okay, so it's going to be a Steel Spike here. Going to go into the Weezing. Right, so he picks up that KO because of the fact that the burn is no longer there. Or sorry, because he got the attack boost. I wonder if it's worthwhile then to have switched out there. Maybe. Because I don't get the taunt off now. Although slow start's actually in my favor now. So pressure gets activated. Kartana does get the beast boost, which is kind of scary. Okay. Honestly, Trick Room going up there might have helped us. Because then I could have just swept with what I have here in the back. This is still okay, though, I think. Because I think I can just bring out the Urshifu right now. The big question is, what is his last one? Is it Glastrier? That's what I would expect. Yeah, I think it might have been worthwhile to conserve Weezing there by switching out into Celesteela. I think that might have been the play. I kind of forgot about the attack increase, allowing it to get the KO onto Weezing. So that was maybe a MIB. -2 speed, you're taunted. I mean, Dusclops is 100% switching out here. I don't think he's going to have Moltres in the back. I think Regieleki is probably likely to come back in. So I'm down to just go for a high horsepower onto that slot and go for a Wicked Blow onto the Kartana. We go for Wicked Blow here because we're faster than Kartana and it covers for switch outs here. Regieleki's still going to do some decent damage with Volt Switch or Electro Web, or if it has Thunderbolt. Yeah. Okay, so Dusclops switches out, Kartana's staying in, that's fine. Tapu Fini is the last one. Tapu Fini. Okay. Is that bad? Yeah, it may be bad. It may be bad. Because I believe that's Specs Fini. So now you can bring the Regieleki back out. I mean, we'll KO Kartana here, but Didn't really need... Like, that's not the important Pokemon to knock out right now. The turn 1 switch was really good. Losing a turn with Regigigas, the way I did, is not optimal. Wow, it's actually still really good damage from high horsepower. Because I can Giga Impact this next turn. Yeah, so Regieleki comes out. I wonder... I mean, do you bother reflecting here? Also, do you have Dazzling Gleam? Because if so, maybe it's just Electric type attack and a Regigigas Dazzling Gleam. Because what I want to go for here is actually a Giga Impact, because Urshifu will 2v1 Regieleki. Like, Giga Impact Protect. Into a Sucker Punch is what I'm aiming for here, I think. Or maybe I switch Urshifu out, too. Okay, he goes for E-Web. That's fine. I think Reggie might survive this unless he read into it and targeted the Reggie with the Moonblast. Maybe Specs Dazzle KOs if you are Specs. Okay, he's Dazzle. Does it one-shot us? Ah, it does. Okay. I think if we survive there, we actually are not in bad shape. But... Ooh, here's what's interesting. I'm Weakness Policy. I am Weakness Policy. So, I think my play here, because he knows I protected with Urshifu, my play is to just attack with like Flash Cannon into the Tapu Fini and go for a double protect on Urshifu. And I think if we get the double, we actually win. Because then Urshifu can just 2v1 Regieleki and Fini. I needed to survive last turn, and maybe another better play would have been to Giga Impact on the Fini switch in. I thought he'd switch in Regieleki there. So, I think double protect is the play here. And I think it actually not guarantees us the game, but gives us a very good shot. Because he's always going to go Electro Web Dazzle here. So, yeah. We don't get it, though. Okay. Oh, he actually went Volt Switch. Wow. Okay. So he didn't even try to activate Policy. Although, even if we get the double there... well, actually, depending on how much Flash Cannon does, like, maybe it didn't end up mattering then. Unless my Celesteela is faster than the Tapu Fini, but I'm assuming he has... Oh my gosh, we are faster. Okay, well, that's really good important information to know. But I don't even think a double up would have KO'd there, so, yeah. However, if I did get that Protect off, I don't faint here, which means I could have doubled up onto Tapu Fini for a knockout. So, yeah. Celesteela maybe could have still carried us home there, but it needed to start with the double Protect. Now that I know I'm faster, though, that's actually really, really good information. So, don't think there's really much we can do at this point in the match, but I think it was certainly winnable. We had a lot of good tools. Like, burning the Kartana early was good. I should have swapped Kartana out just to... sorry, the Weezing out just to conserve my abilities, I think. Because I didn't really need the third turn of Dynamax on Regigigas. Like, I didn't really need to do much damage there. The turn 1 switch on his end was very good as well. I don't know. Like, does he go Moltres now? Because, like, I kind of want to try Raichu Celesteela. Raichu Celesteela would have been very good against what he just brought against me. Like, it would have been super good. Regigigas wasn't bad there either, though. But now he knows I've got the Will-O-Wisp. So I could see one play like he makes this time around where he leads Regieleki and the Kartana and just doubles up into Weezing turn 1. I think that's a possibility. So I kind of want to try out Raichu Celesteela, especially because I know the Celesteela outspeeds his Tapu Fini. It's kind of a big deal here. Then it's probably Fini Urshifu as the back 2. Yeah, I think that's okay. Weezing Regigigas here. I mean, it wasn't bad in the last game, but he stalled out my Regi stuff really well. Okay. I wonder if Crit Wicked Blow into Flash Cannon would have been enough for a KO onto Fini, too. Huh. Yeah, that was super close. But he made some better plays, especially that turn 1 play. Like, you really don't want to lose any momentum with the Regigigas, so let's try Celesteela out. Why not? Okay, same lead. Well, I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that because I have Weakness Policy. I have Lightning Rod support. You can't Volt Switch here, which means you'd have to Electro Web if you wanted to use an attack. I think it's likely Regieleki probably just goes for like a Screens, but what do you do with Kartana here, right? Like, you don't want to stay in on a Flamethrower. So I expect Kartana to switch out here into Dusclops turn 1 as Regieleki goes for a Light Screen. I think that's my read. So you know what I want to do here, I think? I think I want to self-Volt Switch, get my policy activated, Dynamax, and Airstream into Kartana. Because this is what happens. The Raichu gets switched out into the Dusclops. Or sorry, into the Urshifu. The Urshifu now gets a speed boost, which means now I can just crit to KO the Dusclops. This is exactly what I wanted to see turn 1. And I'm assuming, like, Light Screen goes up, but I don't care if Light Screen goes up that much because... Or even if Reflect goes up, because the Urshifu will just be able to crit through it anyway. So, yeah. This is good. This is a good start. I wanted to see the same lead. I saw the same lead, so that's good. I get the Celesteela out. That's good. And we'll be boosted up, and that's also good. Yep. So that's the turn 1 we were expecting, which is perfect. The thing is that this is always a safe play to make on my end, because what is Kartana ever going to do in this position against me, right? Like, you're not really doing that much damage, so I don't really care. Okay. So we switch out, and now the beauty is that I get the speed boost onto the Urshifu. It's exactly what we want here. If he brought the same 4 Pokemon, Celesteela is looking really good, because it completely walls the Kartana. The one thing I think I have to maybe watch out for is a Haze on the Dusclops, but other than that, it's okay. Alright, Max Airstream did just under 50%, which is slightly unfortunate. I was hoping it would do a little bit more there, but it's fine. I can Wicked Blow into that slot now, I think. Yeah, I think it's safe to just go for the Wicked Blow here. Volt Switch or Electro Web isn't really KOing us, so Wicked Blow and Airstream into Regigigas is what I want to go for here. Okay, he goes for E-Web. That's fine. Because this should be a KO onto the Dusclops. I get another speed boost to boost myself back up. But you can actually... This is a good example of how fast Regigigas is, right? Like, this thing is outspeeding me even after I get a speed boost. But now I can just Sucker Punch the subsequent turn. And whatever's coming in... Like, I think you have to bring in Tapu Fini, actually. Because you can't really take attacks super well from... like, Kartana's just gonna faint. So he's playing towards a Kartana endgame right now. I think that's what he's aiming for. Okay, so get another speed boost. Sucker Punch will KO Regigigas, but the Sucker Punch onto that slot's super obvious. Kartana actually does come in, but I have to wonder whether or not this is a bait. For example, if he just switches Kartana out into Tapu Fini outright here. It's honestly kind of what I'm expecting here. I mean, you could also just Electro Web Regigigas. But I feel like Sucker Punch into Regigigas and Airstream into Kartana is super safe here. So I'm going to go for that. Oh, he actually Dynamaxes. Wow, okay. This might get dicey if he went for Reflect and Knuckle. That'd be a really insane play. Yeah, that would be super insane. But then I guess Celesteela should outspeed Kartana the next turn, so then I can just bring in Raichu, fake out Flamethrower, right? So I think that's okay. Okay, he's attacking. Nice. That's good. Should be okay with Black Glasses. Nice. That's why I love Black Glasses. And we get Airstream off. Perfect. So now he shouldn't have Protect on this thing, so we can just Flamethrower it next turn. Even if he's Airstreaming here while outspeed. Okay, so Celesteela worked out perfectly. That was the plan going into game 2. We take those. He's going to go for Airstream. That's totally fine. We should still outspeed with Celesteela. So I can Flamethrower now. I've got Raichu as well, which has Volt Tackle. But maybe I don't need to reveal that yet. I probably do. Okay, Kartana gets a Beast Boost, but it's attack, so we know Celesteela should outspeed still. So yeah, we can just go into Raichu now. With Raichu out, I can go Fake Out onto Tapu Fini, assuming it's Fini, Flamethrower into Kartana. So now I have to wonder, what is his counter to Celesteela game 3? I don't think you lead Kartana, because part of what made my turn 1 really easy in this game was having this lead, right? So if he wants to counter Celesteela in game 3, he's going to need to either deny me the weakness policy, get rid of my boosts, or bring something of his own that puts on a lot of offensive pressure. So let's take some time to think about this, because there are a lot of factors here. There are a lot of factors. For now, though, I think it's just Fake Out Flamethrower. I haven't revealed Flamethrower yet, but I think we actually need to go for it to guarantee the game here. +1 speed, 2 turns of Light Screen, +2 speed, +2 special attack. I'm also just taking some time to think about how I want to approach the lead in Game 3, because leading properly in a Game 3 can give you such a big advantage. And it honestly might be to go back into Regigigas, because I could see him leading Dusclops, because if he leads Dusclops, you can, for example, potentially just get rid of my boosts with a Haze. That might be it. But for now, let's at least secure the second game. So we can fake out into the Tapu Fini and go for a Flamethrower here onto Kartana. Okay. This is why I was airstreaming with the Celesteela consistently as well. Oh, they are faster. Wait, what? Oh, it's because it's +1 versus +2 as opposed to 0 and 1. Either way, it should be fine, but I think he maybe needed to try to KO Celesteela there with a Knuckle, like a crit Knuckle. Or maybe hope I don't fake out there, I guess. That's also a possibility. Okay, so Celesteela is at +3 special attack now. And he flinches. I mean, his play is to just continuously click Muddy Water right now, right? It's a 3v1, but you want to play as safely as possible. Given that it's, I think it's just fine to go into Tapu Fini here and protect. Yeah. The main thing in doing this, basically, is that I can recycle Raichu in for a Fake Out later on, and a single Fake Out should secure the game up for us. Whereas if I stay in right now, I'm just going to get KO'd, and we don't want to faint. So this is why I was surprised he was playing such a Kartana-oriented strategy, but I guess it was specifically to deal with Regigigas, because I think, like, Moltres maybe isn't as good. But honestly, on paper, I thought Moltres was a really good Pokemon to bring into this matchup. Okay. And it's not even like Regigigas was bad for us in the first game. I just didn't play it as well as I should have. I think it's a Calm Mind, Flash Cannon here always. I don't even think Specs Muddy Water KO Celesteela, but let's see. Oh, we're faster anyway, right? So good damage. Muddy Water comes out. Cella dodges it. But, I mean, I think you would probably need a crit and a ton of accuracy drops at this point. Although, it was still possible to win. Now I think it's... yeah, now it's just over. Okay. The main thing that we were able to do is invalidate Regieleki in this game as well. So, I don't know. Can I just go Raichu Celesteela again in a Game 3? Because I kind of want to go back to Weezing Regigigas. And this is the thing about best of threes, where it's like... this lead just worked really well for me, but Wolfe definitely has a counter to this, I think. What's the counter, though? I think it's Dusclops. The fact that +2 Airstream does not one-shot Dusclops is a problem. Like, it would just fall short of the KO. He could go Trick Room again. Like, this is why I want to go Weezing Dusclops, because Weezing Dusclops will punish a Weezing Regigigas will punish a Dusclops lead super hard. But maybe he could also just go, like, Regieleki Moltres, and... that seems so bad, though, against Raichu Celesteela. How do you outlead Raichu Celesteela here? I think he doesn't Dynamax Kartana, so I think he switches priority focus. And, like, I really want to go Weezing Regigigas, because I think... I mean, actually, Celesteela just looks really good against everything here, which is why I was bringing it in the first game in the first place. Like, maybe it's a Celesteela difference here. But all of our Pokemon are good. Like, we brought all of our Pokemon once. These matchups are always really fun because of that, but it's always, like, Game 3, the leads are always so scary because it's like, did I call it correctly? I don't know. I feel like I can win with Weezing Reggie, too, because I didn't play super well in that first game, and I made some pretty critical errors. I don't think... there's no way he leads Kartana and Regieleki again, because that just loses super duper hard to what I did turn 1. So I kind of want to go back to Weezing Reggie, and I'm going to go with Urshifu. The thing is, like, Fini would have been pretty good for us. I think I need Urshifu for Dusclops here, though. Yeah, and I think it's a throw to not bring Celesteela. So we're going back to Regigigas for Game 3. Then we'll see how it works. If I see a Dusclops lead here, I'll be very happy, because it means I can just shut it down immediately on turn 1, and it forces a switch. He could play this in a really interesting matter where he actually doesn't even bring Dusclops at all. I'm just curious to see what his adjustment to the Celesteela would have been. Okay, it's Kartana Dusclops. That is okay with me, because now you don't have a switch in into Max Strike. And I have the Taunt / Will-O-Wisp turn 1. So I was expecting the Dusclops lead, so I'm happy to see that. We saw how much Steel Spike did earlier to Weezing. Whoa, let's not run. He knows I have taunt. What do I want to do here? Man, this is an interesting turn 1. You probably max Kartana, right? If I'm him, actually, I'm switching Dusclops out and Airstreaming turn 1 so that I can KO Weezing turn 2. Do I protect or Will-O-Wisp? I went for Will-O-Wisp, Max Strike. I don't know about this play. Oh, he stays in with Dusclops. Oh, man. Is he Trick Rooming? He might be Trick Rooming. Or he might just be Nightshading. I really thought Dusclops was going to switch out there. I'm very surprised to see it stay in. But that might be bad for us. Let's see. The safer play was always to taunt into Dusclops. I mean, the thing is, if we hit Will-O-Wisp here, we shut down Kartana once again. And that's a good start to the game for us, regardless. I went for Strike here because I wanted to just get damage off and decrease the speed, but I actually think in retrospect, the decision here may have been to switch Regigigas out into Celesteela turn 1, because Dynamaxing a Regi in front of a Kartana isn't super great. Okay, he just goes for Steel Spike again. Onto Weezing. Ah, that was a crit, wasn't it? That's really bad if he doubled up into that slot, and I'm confident he doubled up into that slot. We would have survived, too, because he brought me down to 60 HP last time around. That is rough. Well, I crit him in the first game, but this one's bad. Oh. Okay. I mean, I get the Will-O-Wisp off, but the thing is that now I'm going to have a relatively useless Regigigas if he did go for Nightshade onto that slot. Yeah, I figured him staying in was fine as long as I didn't get crit, because I could take a double up there, but the crit there makes this a lot harder. Especially because I didn't get a taunt off either. Okay. It's still doable, though, I think. I think here our play is to go into Celesteela, because we have Flamethrower. Okay. He might Trick Room, but I don't know if Trick Room's actually really that good for him right now. Like, I want to just Flamethrower the Kartana here and max Darkness, because regular Celesteela could put in work against him right now. But that's the unfortunate way to start the game. I could have protected there as well, right? If I protect and I max Strike and he does an Airstream, then I actually outspeed the Kartana next turn with both of my Pokemon. I just wanted to cover for the option of Dusclops switching out and Kartana max Airstream in turn 1, because I think that would have been a really good play on his end. Like, you bring in the Regieleki, and then you Airstream so that you guarantee outpace me the next turn. Okay, we get the Flamethrower off. It is enough for a KO, though. Okay, let's go. Nice. So we're still in this. And that's why that speed control with Regi is really good, right? Like, people look at Regigigas and they think it's like just to do damage, but the effects that you get from your max moves are actually really, really critical in my opinion. We're gonna max Darkness off. He's got Haze, right? I think so. He'll probably just haze away my boosts. Trick Room? Yeah, so Trick Room finally goes up this time around, which is interesting because Regigigas' slow start is up right now, but does he have Glastrier in the back this time around? Because that was the adjustment I was thinking he'd make. Oh, it's just Tapu Fini for now. Tapu Fini. What do I expect from his end? Haze, Muddy Water? Haze, Muddy Water. And what's his last one then? Is it just Regieleki again? I would think so. How much is Max Strike Flash Cannon doing? I could also get a Spadef boost with Max Quake, but I don't think that's really the move here. I want to protect and just Max Strike into Tapu Fini. It's still going to do a lot of damage despite slow start. And I think Celesteela should survive a Muddy Water Flash Cannon. Or sorry, Nightshade next turn. Yep, so there's Haze. Which does make this harder. I think if you didn't have Haze, it'd actually be in a really interesting position. Yeah, Max Strike off. That's really good damage. I mean, hey, a Giga Impact's just going to KO that thing next turn. which is huge, actually. Because it's the same... Oh, and it's a Scald into Celesteela. Okay. That's huge. Scald. Okay. Well, I think it's definitely just a Giga Impact into Tapu Fini right now. And I want to cover for the option if it's switching out. What would switch in? Regigigas or Glastrier. It's not going to be Glastrier though, right? I'd be really surprised if it were, but I think Flamethrower, Giga Impact is the move here into Tapu Fini. Okay, it's just Nightshading, that's fine. If it's Regigigas as the last one, I think we're good. Okay, he Scalds. Celesteela survives. Gets the burn, it's not ideal. I wonder if I should have switched out there. Because if his last one is Glastrier, I lose. I think. We also might get to a point where Slow Start actually is disabled. That burn really may hurt. Okay, at least, I mean, we have one more turn. I'm really... If it's Regigigas, though, that's what I really want to see, because then Urshifu just wins. Ah, it is Glastrier, though. Yeah, I can see why he was targeting the Celesteela so aggressively. Wait, but there's only 2 turns of Trick Room left, and he can't Dynamax. Oh, that burned, though. No. Because now, you can... Celesteela is guaranteed to faint, and you can close combat Regigigas. Maybe Urshifu can pull this off, though. Oh, shoot. Maybe the move was also switch out Celesteela, but on Fort. 2 turns of Trick Room. I have to attack here. I mean, there's no point in not attacking, but he's just going to KO me. Okay, it's Nightshade. Yep. What's he going to go for? Probably Ice Cold Crash. Maybe Close Combat. He does go for Close Combat. Wait. Okay, Urshifu's my last one. So, with the defense drop... I mean, he gets an attack boost, but that's fine. With the defense drop, is it enough for me to KO him? Because I'll win the 1v1 against Dusclops. This is the last turn of Trick Room, so I'm always protecting here to stall out Trick Room. Is it enough to KO Glastrier? I actually don't think he needed a close combat there. I think maybe going for anything else would have been better. Okay, let's see. Because if we KO Glastrier with Urshifu, we win. Oh, that was so smart. Right, you can haste to get rid of the boost. Oh, man. I don't think I survive a Life Orb close combat. I don't think I had any other play there, though. Yeah, that never mind. Then it was always a safe play to go for that. Shame. I assume it one-shots Urshifu. I think it's Gadu, so I think I might need to go for a crit onto Glastrier here with close combat. Man, Wicked Blow will KO Dusclops. He's gonna try to Trick Room here. Yeah, I think it's just gotta be close combat into Glastrier. Alright, let's see. I don't think this KOs without a crit. Oh my god, are you serious? I'm so sad, dude. I'm so sad. I thought I played this game pretty well, too. I read in the comments section the other day that Wolfie has legitimate plot armor in these challenges, and... we'll get him next time, lads. I want to do the calc there on the Glastrier there in the end. I didn't even think it'd be as close as it was. Because I thought I needed a crit, but we might not have even needed a crit. Urshifu into Glastrier there. Maybe, like, I'm running black glasses, but, oh, man. I'm so sad. The burn and the crit hurt, too. I don't think they, like, were game sealing, but, Just responding to Wolfie. He literally had 1 HP. Holy cow. Okay, Glastrier into Urshifu with close combat. It does 81 to 95%, and he had taken Life Orb damage, so it was a roll, basically. And one that's actually not too bad in our favor. Could I have played that endgame better after the Skull turn came out? You know what I could have done? The only problem with max striking was that I lowered Feeney's speed. I actually wasn't sure if Regigigas would outspeed it, and I thought it would, to be honest, in my head, even with the slow, because of the slow start. So the fact that Feeney then became faster under Trick Room was a problem. I could have switched. I know I think Urshifu was the right Pokemon to have in the back. I could have gone Max Quake instead of Giga Impact, but I didn't know if that'd be a KO, and I figured Giga Impact would be a knockout. I also thought Regieleki might have been his last one, but yeah, Glastrier was the final one. That one hurts a little. I was really happy about how I adjusted in games 2 and 3 too. I think if we get the same damage roll in game 1 and we don't get crit turn 1, then Weezing survives, which means then the next turn I get a guaranteed taunt onto Dusclops, which means Trick Room most likely doesn't go up in this game. And I think if Trick Room doesn't go up, we can kind of just sweep through with Celesteela and Urshifu, but not necessarily, maybe. The Haze was a really good tech move for him here as well. But, oh my gosh. What a crazy set. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with how I played that. They're honestly, like, Game 2 and Game 3, I think I made the exact Pokemon adjustments I needed to. Game 1, I walked into the switch in too easily on turn 1. Urshifu, you couldn't have clutched it out for us there. Yeah, I'm just curious how many of these rolls actually guarantee us the KO there, but I don't remember how much HP Glastrier had there. I mean, he had 90%, right? And we do 81 to 95, so the roll's probably still more in his favor than mine. But that was a banger game, that's for sure. I guess the one thing I want to get... yeah, if he has Life Orb, close combat's a guaranteed KO. That's what I was curious about. I could have Focus Sash on this Urshifu, but the reason I don't is because I have it on Raichu, plus I really, really like Black Glasses. If the burn doesn't happen, what happens? Because I think if I just get one extra attack off in that game, we win, because we need any amount of chip damage onto the Glastrier. But Haze was really good for Wolfie here, because I think if he didn't have Haze, we could probably just run over with the boosts that we had, especially on Celesteela. So, yeah. But that was a banger game, so if anything, it's entertaining for the fans, but I definitely was really hoping for a win there, so a little sad about it, but it is what it is. But I hope you guys had a good time watching. I'm telling you guys, Regigigas is legit, and not just because of the damage that it does alone, but because of the pressure it puts on against the rest of the team. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like, and yeah, looking forward to doing some more exhibition battles with Wolf in the future. I will catch you next time. All right, peace.